Hello, everybody. This is a new segment of my YouTube video. We're calling this the N.I.L podcast, um, name, image, and likeness. And our first guest for this segment of our YouTube video is my very best friend, Noah Sneed.
Pleasure to be here today.
He is a singer, songwriter, artist, and he is in his third semester at Berklee College of Music. He's from Woodbridge, Virginia. And yeah, we're just gonna have some fun, ask him some questions, just enjoy his time. All right, so first question is, how did you get into music? Because I don't even know this, so this is for both of us.
Well, for starters, thank you for having me here today.
Course.
It's an honor and a privilege to speak with my brother here today. How I started with music, bro. I got put on. First of all, I've always been surrounded by music. My mom is a songwriter herself, and all my siblings, she had this one rule in our house, where it was like, if you're gonna live here, you have to be musically inclined in some way, shape, or
Wow.
form. So
So
like,
she just knew y'all were talented, or she just was like
essentially,
forcing y'all?
she also just loved music. So like,
Okay.
she wanted to, I guess, share that same thing with us.
Okay.
My two other siblings didn't pick up really with it, but clearly I did.
Right.
So like, at a young age, we were in choirs, church choir.
Mm-hmm.
I took piano class at a young age. I did a little bit of drums, actually. You
Really?
don't know that. I did.
I did.
I took a couple drum lessons for a little
Okay.
bit, and I got to, at some point, I stuck with guitar and then singing.
Yeah.
And when I was in the sixth grade, my god brother introduced me to production, music production. So I started messing around on GarageBand. Then when I started getting like kind of good at it, I moved over to Logic, and then from there, just with practice and time, that's how I took off with it. Yeah.
Wow. That's news for me once again. So I wanna like walk me through like how you got to Berkeley, because I feel like everybody's story is different, and especially everybody here has a story. So like just as far as like maybe like you were saying, introducing production, how do you go from introducing into production to like now?
So I went to Colgan High School. Colgan is supposed to be, if I'm correct, it's the only performing arts school in Virginia. And I was in their music technology program. And from there, that's where like I learned more about Logic and things like that. And so with that, they also were telling us a lot about, further education in the music realm. So like, I was hearing Berkeley, I was hearing Belmont.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah.
I had also heard about like Sale University.
Yeah, Full Sail, yeah.
Full
yeah.
Sail. So they were telling us about that. We had a couple people come on like Zoom meetings with us and stuff like that. And I actually had a friend who goes here now. Her name is LJ, who went to my high school. She came here, and I was asking her about it and how her experience about it and everything like that. And she loved it. She told me nothing but good things about it. And when I was in my senior year and doing college tours, when it came time to come to Berkeley, it was like, at that point I understood that I wanted to do music for the rest of my life. And I toured Berkeley, and I met up with her. She showed me around. Obviously, I had the faculty tour and everything like that. And I mean, I left here freezing. However, like, truly impacted and inspired. And I knew that it was very likely that I was gonna come here. And if it honestly though, if NYU gave me a scholarship, I would have went to NYU.
Really? What set apart NYU from Berkeley? Like, what did you?
So I was at NYU the summer going into my senior year of high school, and I did a music business program there. And for like 2 weeks, I was up there at NYU, and the professor was great. The course was great. Everything about it was awesome. Like, and I love New York City. New York City's been like my favorite city since a very young age. So being in that environment and being able to continue to pursue music and everything like that, I was like, there's no better outcome.
Yeah, better place to.
So when it came senior year, acceptance letter came in. Thankfully, I didn't get rejected by any school that I applied to. But NYU didn't give anybody no scholarships.
Yeah.
And they was like, nah, we're not gonna give you a scholarship and ask you for 100 bands. So I was like, nah, bro. And Berkeley at that point, when acceptance letters did come out, Berkeley was like slowly moving to my #1 over it anyway. So when it came out and the things worked out, I was, more than willing and more than happy to come to Berkeley.
So when you got to Berkeley, what was your first impression here, like of the city or just like the school? But maybe both. Maybe you can speak to both of those.
So when I visited Berkeley in senior year, my first impression of the whole thing that it was just freezing here. Like Boston was just like unfathomably cold. It's criminal.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't used to that, obviously, since coming from the DMV, it gets cold, but not this cold. It's ridiculous.
It's also very windy here too.
Yes, it's the windiest city in America. It's not Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's some other reason why it's called Windy City. But
maybe it used to be. I don't know.
But first impressions of the school was during BSI week. Right. Honestly, I was so like overwhelmed by how much talent that was here and how much knowledge there was that I wasn't tapped into yet about just music in general.
Yeah.
Like we would be in the sessions and then they'd be talking about all this theory stuff. I never learned music theory. So like I was in there just trying to stay afloat, low key. And I was really experiencing a lot of imposter syndrome. It took me a little while to actually come into my own and be able to walk around here feeling confident in my skills and abilities. And I mean, it took a while. It honestly did. That entire BSI week, I was very, as you know, real quiet. I was reserved. I didn't really talk to anybody. And I slowly but surely I came around. But I was definitely, for lack of better terms, intimidated by how much talent and at the time what I saw was, like, in my opinion, greatness around me.
So how did you? Because I would love to speak about, because one of my big things is like mental health. So how did you go about overcoming the imposter syndrome, or just like feeling like you belong and just walking in confidence in that?
Well, to start, I was honest about it to myself and to somebody else. I had actually called my uncle. I had a long talk with my uncle one night during BSI week, just telling him how I was feeling. I was being honest. Like it's an intimidating environment. Everyone seems to be 3 steps ahead. I feel so behind and out of the know. And being honest with how I was feeling and what I was experiencing helped me be able to better grasp it and really like take it by the reins. And then it moved on to things like reminding yourself that you're here for a reason.
Right.
That they don't just let anybody in here.
Exactly.
And that you earned your spot here. That I'd earned my spot here, and that I have something to offer. And truly just believing that it's like an affirmation, just believing in yourself, and just having to remind yourself sometimes, because sometimes we tend to forget what we can offer in this world and what we can actually do because of what we see other people do. It's a comparison thing.
Yeah, I mean, and definitely in a school like this where, first off, everything you do is going to be music. So everybody's kind of, and I guess in a way, competing for just like spots. So like for you to first be confident in yourself, but then also be able to stand out amongst the crowd, that's amazing. And that's definitely what I feel like everybody should strive for.
Absolutely.
Okay, so still keeping on the track of music, what are some of your goals here? Like I know first year you did amazing things, you produced some songs, you did a lot of sessions. I was very aware of all the sessions you were doing.
Yeah.
I know you put out some songs. So what was some of your goals last year? What are some of your goals this year? Maybe even beyond.
First and foremost, I really have a big goal to really embody consistency in every aspect. Music, putting out music, creating music, academically, staying on top of my work, staying on top of knowing and understanding what it is that I'm doing in my classes and things of that nature. Being consistent in reaching out. Last year, I had a I didn't do the best in reaching back out to my family as I should have. I
Yeah.
should like this year and moving forward, calling my parents more, calling my brothers and sisters more, um, and also not being complacent, not giving myself an excuse just because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. That means I can break my consistency
Right.
by going off and doing something I shouldn't be doing. Just because you shouldn't get there's no participation award. You don't get rewarded for something you should be doing anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, so I would say consistency and not falling victim to complacency. Of course, music, of course. My ultimate goal is truly to become one of the greats in music. So doing whatever that takes. I know for me, a big part of that is indulging in the history. As you know, like I'm not really keen on a lot of the history,
Which is fine.
which is fine. We're here to learn, and that's
Yeah.
something I do want to genuinely embrace. The things that I like and things, even the things that I don't like, if they contribute to where I'm trying to go, I feel like I should want to know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, really indulging in the what became before us, and you know, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So with these goals, like I know, like some of these are some big goals, but some of these, you know, are like 1 year goals or whatever.
Yeah.
In all of that, how do you keep going and keep yourself motivated to attain these goals and just to keep going? How do you? What keeps you going, basically?
Honestly, I like thinking back to again what made it possible for me to even be here. Like my family back home who has sacrificed a lot for me and and my siblings
Absolutely.
and in order for me to be in the position that I am now, not wanting to let them down, not wanting to let the child in me down, the one whose dream is to be on selling out arenas, flashlights in the air, people singing the songs that you wrote back to you,
Yeah.
not wanting to let him down, and you know, I have always done a good job, and I've always been told this by like my family and stuff like that. But I've always done a good job at surrounding myself with good people and good friends. And it's those same friends such as yourself and Amiri and Orion, everyone like that, who who are great friends. Are great. I have a great support system. You guys are honest. You guys are open-minded. You guys are welcoming, and you guys truly embrace and support me as I do with y'all. Like we're all really supportive of one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's things like that, truly like just like the environment and the core that I have with my family and friends that truly keep me motivated.
So I know we're both coming from a religious background. You mentioned it earlier with your mom, and choir and all that stuff. What part of your relationship with God keeps you going, or just like how are you managing that being here? Because I know for a lot of college students, studies say that a lot of college students fall away from the faith. So what are you doing, I guess, to maintain your faith, or how are you just going about that?
I mean, I've gone about it as, we've gone to different churches, trying out different churches, what we do and what we don't like. Um, just trying to, and it's interesting you bring up that statistic because honestly, being very vulnerable, like open with you, it is for a while been that thing with me, kind of not straying away because of like anything having to really do with external distractions or anything like that. It's more so like because of how my life has been as of late. I've had I've had some I've had some rather not positive feelings and
Right.
thoughts as it pertains to my relationship with the Lord. And obviously that's still strong, but the way that I go about it is not the same. And I want to get back to that place. And as a over practice over the summer, um, just I wasn't able to be in my church over the summer very much. Um, but every Sunday, I would, put on that devotional. I would, I pray every day, every night, every morning. Thank the Lord for waking me up, thanking Him for the day I had.
Absolutely.
Praying over my family, my friends, and myself. And I was just communicating. I guess that's the number one thing, just communicating with the Lord.
Yeah.
It's how I, do my very best to stay connected.
Yeah,
And
it's a relationship, you know?
it
Yeah.
is. It is, yeah.
So, okay, moving to a different topic. What is something that people don't know about you? This could be anything.
That people don't know, or like,
Or that you want people to know that you don't think they know.
um, I mean, people know that like I'm nice. I'm like a jolly kind of guy, but also like I'm a I'm a thinker. I'm a person who's constantly in thought and likes to express those thoughts. Like I remember in high school, sophomore year specifically, it was like one of the worst years period for me, and it was because I was like transforming in a lot of different ways, and that year I was kind of reflecting on how my friends at the time were treating me and things like that, and it almost was as though like they didn't see me as an actual person because they'd only see me as this jolly guy who was only happy all the time and could always talk to them. They could always talk to about their problems.
Right. So now
Right.
that you were having problems, it was
I
different.
was, yeah, exactly. I never had problems leading up to that. So now that I was actually going through some things, now that I was experiencing, hardships in my life for like the first time, relatively,
Yeah.
there was no one to really talk to who would take it serious enough because they didn't see me as this person who actually had those kinds of feelings. And
Like a surface level relationship, would you
almost,
say?
yeah, and like, it was really an interesting dynamic because as much thought and empathy I'd put into their situations that they would bring me, I don't know how they didn't put that same view back into my situations.
It wasn't reciprocated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I guess what I think I would want people to know is that like I am a thinker. Like I think a lot, I feel a lot, and I like to communicate those things, whether it be my thoughts, your thoughts, anyone's thoughts. Um, yeah, I guess that I'm a enjoyer of communicating, if anything.
Absolutely. So I guess kind of being on that note, you something I don't think a lot of people would know. Well, maybe they know, but like obviously you love fashion.
Yeah.
And this is something that I even would love to know. Like, how are you connecting your fashion into your artistry as like, Noah? Like,
Um, I don't think it's anything purposeful. I think
okay.
I don't like plan anything out necessarily. I really just go off of what I want to do, like what I want to wear, what I want to look like that day, which is never like to uphold any artist image. Which if people do that, it's fantastic. There's people who create entire characters around that idea, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But for me, bro, it's just me. That's all. It's what it has been. And I guess it kind of shows like I have a bright personality. I like to wear bright colors.
Yeah.
So like I use colors a lot of brighter pastel colors and things of that nature. But also like in my artistry, show versatility. There's a lot of different things I could do. I could do the preppy style. I could do a more classy style. I could do the more grungier styles. I can do the streetwear styles. I can kind of dip my
Very
hand in whatever.
versatile.
And like it's
Yeah.
kind of how I feel with my artistry. My voice fits in many things,
Wow.
but it
Okay.
all
That's how you
remains.
connect right there.
It remains it remains Noah Sneed at the end of the
Yeah.
day in all of it. So you're not gonna see this and say, oh, he looks like somebody else. That's Noah Sneed wearing this, and this is Noah Sneed in hip hop, Noah Sneed in R&B, Noah Sneed in indie, things like that.
That's crazy that you say that because that kind of was going into my next question about just finding your own sound and just being your own person. You're saying like, oh, that's not somebody like else. That's Noah Sneed wearing,
Yeah,
something.
it's you. Like that's the thing. Like being yourself is being honest with yourself. You can want to be something, but what you want to be might not exactly be what you are right now. Which doesn't mean that you can't change into whatever it is you want to be, whether that's good or bad. But you are what you are, and you have to accept that at certain points. You had to accept something in order to change that in the first place. So if you know that you're this, you have to accept that in order to change into that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And I guess in terms of like music wise, it's the same thing. Understanding this is my voice, this is what it sounds like, this is what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. Trying to then utilize what you're good at, knowing what you're bad at, going into certain areas where you think that you really might succeed, maybe avoiding certain areas where you might not succeed. That way you're growing stronger in one area to the point where now you're comfortable here. Now I can dive into this and see what I can do with this. But truly doing that will, like, being honest with yourself, to me, is what will help one really find and accept themselves. I don't think it's finding themselves. I think everyone, for the most part, knows themselves. I think a lot of people are avoiding themselves. I've know a lot of people who struggle and have struggled with that in the past, and are struggling with that now. And you know, it's not the fact that they don't know who they are. I think they know exactly who they are, but I think they're trying to avoid that in order to appeal to a certain person or demographic, or appeal to what they think in their brain is cool. Because a lot of people don't love themselves, and I think a lot of people don't love who they are and would rather look or come off as somebody else.
Yeah, just being, your own self, or just staying true to who you are. So
Yeah.
like, in all that, and just being confident in who you are, and then, as you're, being here, posting stuff, and all that stuff, you just put out a single called "On the Way." Can you walk us through the process of that coming to be?
The song?
Yeah, like just, how did that come about?
Before I get into that, in terms of it's a confidence thing. What I just said is easier said than done, obviously.
For sure.
Confidence comes with time and acceptance, and you have to give yourself that time and allow people that time to truly accept and understand that being themselves is okay. And then that's when you see people take off. So I would, with that said, allow themselves time to really accept that. And people have to have grace. We have to have grace with people and empathy, because that could be any one of us.
People do forget it. I feel like everybody's going through something.
Yeah.
It's hard to like see that from an outside perspective until it happens to you. Then you're gonna have grace, like you were saying.
Because it's a thing where it's like we only see, people don't really a lot of time know how to handle things that they don't understand or have not experienced themselves. So until they experience it, or it's really, I don't want to say a lack of empathy, but a lot of people aren't able to change their point of view
until they have sympathy.
Until they, not even sympathy. A lot of people aren't able to change their point of view until that's what's in front of them. Until that struggle is what's in their view. A lot of the times, some people can't separate themselves from themselves and put themselves in somebody else's shoes in order to see how that may affect that person.
That's good.
So it's like, I really just think, experience comes with time, and with time, those things will come. The confidence will come, the acceptance will come. But the basis of it is time. And we have to allow people that time, give them grace, have empathy, and truly be a friend. Be a brother, be a sister, be a mother, be a father.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be a support system, period.
Absolutely.
Back to your actual question. So Mary Moreno, great rapper, good friend of ours.
Good friend.
He had a songwriting assignment that he had procrastinated on.
Of course.
And had an hour to do it. And I was just in the room chilling, and our good friend Akash, who was a producer here at Berkeley, great guy.
Another good friend.
He had sent me a beat like a day before that, and I just played the beat because I had listened to it in my headphones, but didn't really know what to do with it. I was gonna bring it to Amir. I was like, "Yeah, I had this beat. Maybe you could use this." I played the beat, and like it's hitting on all cylinders.
It's thumping.
So we're in there, and we're like, he's like, "You want to help me make this song for a class?" I was like, "Yeah." So we in there, we make this. We started just writing stuff down, and it's just rolling off the top of the head.
Wow.
And then it gets to the point where it's like, when we get to the chorus, like, "She on the east side," that's when it really, like, everything else just came from there. And within an hour, because he had class literally at the next hour.
Oh my
Within an
God.
hour, we had written and recorded the entire thing, including the vamp that you hear at the end of the song.
Yeah.
It was me, him, Orion, and then Amiri's roommate at the time, Uri.
Oh, so it was all four. I
It was
didn't
all
know
four
that.
of us
Okay,
because
wow.
one of the requirements in the assignment was it needed a vamp. So
Okay.
that part, we on our way, yeah. That's all four of us in the room yelling that.
That's cool.
I started laughing at the end, so
Yeah.
you can hear me laughing. But within the hour, we written and recorded that entire thing, and then it became this beloved song in the classroom, which later spread it out into the into the public after we
Yeah.
released it, and people love it, which is awesome. And just to think that what you can make in an hour, what you can make in 30 minutes,
Yeah.
truly, like, it just shows you that, like, there's no cap when it comes to this creativity
Yeah.
and anything like that. It can just come out of nowhere, and you don't know how long it's gonna take, but that doesn't matter
Yeah.
because it was pure, it was raw, pause, and it was just authentic.
Yeah.
We weren't trying to be anybody else.
Being your authentic self.
That's all it was, and it was so fun. That was
Yeah.
that was one of the most fun times I've ever had making a song. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So, one of my last points, as you put out On the Way, you also put out Don't Waste Time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're comfortable with speaking on it, how does that song affect like who you are today and how you've, matured? And just like what does that song mean to you?
That song really means a lot to me in a lot of different ways. In terms of what you say about, how it pertains to me now in terms of growth, it's a reminder to myself and to others, as I was telling you in the beginning, it is consistency, me trying to maintain consistency and not fall into complacency, not wasting time. Truly, just it's a reminder to myself and to everybody else. Don't waste time. There's better things that you can be doing instead of sitting down on your phone scrolling.
Absolutely.
And I need that reminder sometimes because I'll get there and doom scroll for an hour. I will. I'll waste an entire hour just doing that when I could be doing something productive.
For sure.
And
you sound like my dad.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's true. Yeah.
It's a reminder, bro. And it's like it's really cool because people find the song catchy. So like I walk down the street and random our friends or just
That's
random
love,
people would be like,
bro.
"Don't waste no time." Or they'd be like, "That's love," but it's also like
It's
don't
true,
waste no
yeah.
time.
Love.
And it's awesome in that sense. And musically, again, it was just great. That was another song me and Mary had written in about an hour.
Wow.
Not Lucas LeBeau. I'm sorry, he didn't produce that. Our friends Nigel and Keon produced it with another dude called XO Davey, and it was just again another honest and fun time of just creating and getting ideas out. We got our good friend Daniel, who doesn't rap, by the way.
He does not,
He
but
got
he
on
does
that mic.
now, I guess.
He does. He's beloved. But no, I mean that's been a song that a lot of my friends loved, a lot of my family loved, and when I showed them, so I was like, it's only right that I put it out.
Yeah.
And I just love that, at least for me, that it stands as a reminder to stay the course and don't waste time.
You have it. So wrapping up, as this is the N.I.L podcast, which stands for name, image, and likeness, I would love to get your take on each of these three things. So we're gonna start with name, your identity of just who you are, your name. Yeah.
I'm Noah Sneed. Does it go beyond that?
Yeah, I mean, however you want to interpret it. I don't want to give you, restrictions.
No, I mean I'm Noah Sneed. I'm exactly who. I mean, it's exactly what you think it is. I'm the only Noah Sneed on streaming platforms, and I checked that when I had my name.
Yeah.
So it's like that for a reason, and there's no other you as there is no other me, and you're the Julian Fraser and I'm the Noah Sneed.
Yeah.
It's when my father, when I was growing up, he would always say, don't say my name is. He says I am. So every time I introduce myself, it's I am or I'm Noah Sneed.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
yeah, because like your name is just putting a label, putting a number on yourself. You're not another name. You're not just another number.
Right.
You're Julian Frazier.
Right.
But that goes into the next point. You're saying image, right?
Yeah, yeah. How do you want to be seen distinctively? That's literally what
Spreading love, bro. Like spreading love and being the positive light that I hope that I've been throughout my life.
Mm-hmm.
Being positive and uplifting people, and truly just showing people that you can be, I guess, seen as cool while being yourself through authenticity.
Yeah.
And I just want to be someone who's seen as a fun, positive, loving creative.
Yeah.
Who loves his craft and loves people.
Simply. I mean, I was
and loves God.
Yeah, there we go.
And loves God above all else.
So you were.
And his family and friends.
So, I mean, I kind of put image and likeness as the same thing, but just like how you want to be seen distinctively or how you want to be represented, as far as just in the public or just beyond past Berkeley or whatever, the great things that you go on to do. If you want to speak more onto that, or whatever you want to speak on, yeah, just like legacy or just like.
I mean, kind of what I said, like legacy, a creatively great, God-fearing man who loves his family, loves his friends, and has built this empire off of being himself and uplifting people to be themselves, and truly just embodying that authenticity through the grace of God and the support of my support system.
Yeah. All right, well, that wraps up the first podcast. Pleasure having this wise young man on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Julie.
Yeah, be sure to check out On the Way, and don't waste. Wow, voice crack. Don't waste time.
Don't waste time.
Don't waste time. On all streaming platforms.
On everything.
On everything. So
if you have
there's
Snapchat,
no excuse.
It's on Snapchat. If you use Apple, no, YouTube Music. It's on YouTube Music. What else? What other ones are there? Pandora.
Pandora.
If you that's for bald people, but if you have Pandora, run that. It's on everything.
There's no excuse.
There's zero excuse.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, that's it.
We gotta end it with a dap though. That was fire.